Good evening from Yummyb TV. Wishing you all well, sending loads of love as usual. Great live earlier again. I loved you all. Well done. I've just worked out that I'm pressing the wrong button with the restriction thing. I didn't know. There's about 1,000 saying to me they're locked out. So I'll sort that out next time, I promise you. No, even more words coming in from my old BMX teams, Michael Pusey, the kids down there on the BMX track where I used to train down there for a couple of sessions way back in the day when I was in a hostel down in Beckenham. I heard them kids are watching me, so I can't really turn off that button, if you get what I mean, but don't worry about that. We get to the greatest warlords of all time again, and Uncle Yummy brings up a name that I've been mentioning fleetingly without saying his real name, John Bibby. John Bibby goes down in history. He will be in my book as one of the greatest warlords that I ever saw, and one of the most properest geezers that I also saw as well. I first met him in 97, 98 on the rerun at Swellside. Remember the first time I got stabbed there? The second time I came back, all guns blazing. I was running about like a lunatic. On such a day, me and him got talking, right? He goes, yeah, mate, I'm doing a 10 or 9 or something like that for armed blags or robberies of some kind. I said, what's your name? He said, John Bibby. I said to him, I know your Cody, Kevin Richardson. He said to me, yeah, that's him. And then we started talking. I knew straight away I was in the presence. You know, when you're in, he's dark, 6'3", athletic, naturally with a serious face. But I knew that he was genuine, you know, like that. So, but I knew I was in the presence of don't mess about with me. So he's been watching me running around. He knows what I'm like, but Uncle Yummy can smell it. You know, don't do that to me, Yummy. I said, all right, cool, not like that. But you know that Yummy, mind now, you step in kind of thing. But yeah, proper stuff. So one of those days I got a stereo, right? So it was a good one as well. Someone left it to me, and I was trying to flog it like I was round about that time. So, but I couldn't get the price I wanted for it. So I said, nah, I ain't giving it to you lot for that. And then he come to me. He said to me, yeah, I need a stereo, mate. I ain't got one, and I miss my music. So I said to him, you know what, John? Have that. He goes, I've got cards, I've got burn, I can get you anything you want. No. Keep it. I was thinking, another day, another dollar. I like you anyway. It doesn't always go your way when you want to do something. You buy it for your note, or your nose to spite your face, that kind of stuff. I weren't selling it elsewhere. So really, I gave it to him like that. So there was these kids from Brixton, about 5, 6 of them, Michael, Ram Jam, Marlon Manning. They were all, there was about 5, 6, 7 of them. They only just come to the B-Cats at that time with their first sentences. I think Marlon was doing the live, one of the greatest footballers I ever met. Marlon, good kid as well, right? They called me down. They said, Yummy, that guy you talked to, John Bibby, is he all right? You know, they'd be doing their little thing, them kids. But anyway, I said, yeah. I said, I reckon he's the real deal, mine out. And Michael said to me, Yummy, I got a feeling he's something, you know. He's only young Michael. I said, Michael, trust me, he is. Anyway, 2 days later, a fight broke up upstairs with him and Dog from Ipswich, right? So there was a mix-up. I think Dog must have come and was asking an old lifer called Coleman for some cards, right? But it felt like a bullying thing to John Bibby. I wasn't there. I didn't see that bit, right? So John Bibby bought out the argument and called it on with him on the spur in full view, right? But I wasn't there. Then a couple of those little young Brixton guys were there. John wiped the floor with him, took him out, blah, 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 blah. But Dog came back. They both came back from the block. Dog had bruises all over the place, but I wouldn't have expected you to win that with John Bibby, though the great Dog could have a row as well, right? He looked like an old biker from way back in the day, Dog. Yeah, he was hardcore as well, good geezer as well, Dog. But anyway, they come down after the fight, they witnessed it, they said to me, Yummy, you was right about John Bibby. I said, I told you, didn't I? Couple of days later, more than that, we're on the concourse when you come out Swellside to go to work or gym. You go out there, but I was moving fast at this day. This day, Michael and John Bibby were behind. So that time there, DST security screws were coming. They wanted to spin Michael, right, and try and catch you off guard. You know, like when they don't come to the cell, but they want to catch you on the walkway, thinking that you got your things like you're going somewhere to deliver. They pounced on Michael. Wrong thing to do in front of John Bibby. Michael had a guardian angel with John Bibby that day. Years to come, he would be mine too, right? So he must have said to them, listen, don't trouble my friends when I'm around, that kind of stuff. They backed off. They didn't even take Michael for the search. Michael was laughing his head off. Don't know whether he had, didn't know, don't know what it was. But sometimes not many men will do that for you when you're surrounded by like many officers. You know what I mean? Many men, not many men will talk it, but they won't be there on the big day. So if you needed time to get rid of your stuff and that kind of stuff, that would be around the time why someone's backing you. So I don't know whether he had or he didn't, but John Bibby thought different. He took it as a disrespect that he was troubling one of his little young, one of his young friends. Right. I got shipped out after that. I went Maidstone. That's when we told you about the fight the other day, right about this time in the 90s when I was getting moved about everywhere. I ended up going Parkhurst again. I got on the wing induction. John Bibby was already there. I think he had a job of some kind, right? This is after the escape. Now, I've got on the wing, he see me coming, Yummy, cool, all right, my boy. He helped me with my kit, put it in the cell, but it was nearly bang up. He didn't have no time to do nothing, Yummy. You know, you get to a jail and you're thinking, oh, what if I could see him? I see him. But that induction at Parkhurst had changed. There was a cage on the thing. That was before the riot thing with Thomas Rourke and Prince and all that, and matches and all that way back in the day. But I was in Albany when that took place, right? But yeah, John, so I banged up. And then I heard the alarm bell go. I heard swinging. I heard a whole lot of fighting going on outside the door, but I couldn't see from my door, right? So I'm thinking, who's that? It lasted long. It sounded like a terrible war. And then in the morning, when I came out, of course, I came out the door and 2-3 men said to me, Yummy, it's your mate, I don't know you, but it was John Bibby. He had a right row. It was madness. They couldn't wrap him up. In my mind, I'm thinking, you again. I said, I know this already from previous history, if you get what I mean. We move forward a little bit more. I'm in the Cat A's in Whitemore now, right? You know when everyone leaves you on a wing that have been with you years, like Porky was to the right, See was over there. Everybody was there at one time and they all moved on and got better moves or moved to another dispersal, went home and all that. And I was left there. So then Marcus Jervis from East London, another serious geezer, I might talk about him one day, another one of my guardian angels. I knew him from Aylesbury. But for some reason, he was another one. He's always be on his own, strong like that. One time they tried to wrap him up and couldn't do nothing, boy. But John Bibby come, turned up out of the blue. And I'm thinking, I ain't seen it for 10, 12 years or something. So it's not the same sentence in Swellside. So I said to him, what's happening, John? He goes, no, I've got 7 months left, Yam. And I helped him in the room with his kit, of course. I was over the moon to see him. It's good to have soldiers around you during difficult times, if you get what I mean. And I know this guy is the real thing, right? So I was saying, what? 7 months left? How could you come to a Cat A? You're finished off. You've done a 10 back in the day. You're doing another 6. You're nearly finished. How come you're coming to a Cat A now with 7 months left? That don't... Yeah, I've had a few problems along the last couple of years. Blah, blah, blah. They're just trying to send me out. I goes, right. Familiar story to me. That only happens to you if you are serious trouble, right? So within a couple of days, they've given him a job on the hot plate to give out the breakfast packs or something like that. And I was thinking, hold on a minute. If you get shipped out of other jails and you're beating up screws left, right, and allegedly you're fighting with everybody, you're the way you are, because I know you as a proper soldier. I know you ain't going to turn your back on nothing, right? So why would you give him a job? Uncle Yummy says the reason why they give him a job, you're finishing off, all right, we don't want no more of it. They've read your record because your file goes back in history and you are hot potatoes. That's how I'm reading it. So they give you that job, all right, we'll leave you alone, you leave us alone, kind of thing. In the Cat A's, after all that, right, first occasion, again, right, I'm falling out with people, as usual, in that life. There's a Yardie killer with about 3 murders. Another man from South London, another man from South London, right? Uncle Yummy ain't paying his bills. So they all 3 of them join forces and come and get me out the kitchen. Imagine that. They come and get me out the kitchen. They say, yeah, Yummy, we want to talk to you in the cell. I said, who you lot think you're chatting to? Right? I goes, I'll come in there. So I come out the kitchen, done a left, and it's about 3 doors down, one of their cells, right? So I've gone to the back of the wall, took off my jacket. I said, come on, will you come to kill me? Come on then. Like that. They said, I don't like the way, one of them said, right, the biggest one said, I don't like the way you're not paying him, you're not paying me, and you're not paying me. So you join forces together to gather up, see about the money and all that, where I ain't paying you. All right, cool. What are you going to do? As I said that, who come through the door? John Bibby, boy. Guardian angel. Why is he always there? So he come through the door. This is him. You come out of here, let him have a one-on-one with him, because that's where the real problem is. Like that. I go, yeah, is it John? Yeah. But they come out the cell. No, no, John, we were only talking to Yummy. You weren't. You was going to bum rush me. You know, you was going to come in, all three of you, and if I would have started fighting, but you didn't like my body language like that, right? Another occasion, right, the same time, there's a man downstairs, right, another yardie killer with loads of murders underneath his belt, right, during this time, sorry, no, I'll do this bit first. Imagine, right, during this time, Escobar's drops in on accumulated visits. You heard me talking about him in other videos. They were nicked for a shooting or alleged murders in Stonebridge Park complex, right? Escobar, you know, Uncle Yummy loved him. Cane roll, he looked the part and he talked the part, and everybody, all the ones underneath him, they really respected him. But Uncle Yummy saw it straight away that I like your mannerisms, but I like the way you do things. And plus, I knew your wife's sister, Debbie. I didn't know that at the time, right? Because, you know, when I switched into the lingo, the yardie, the cockney and all that kind of stuff, I was talking like that to him. He goes, Yummy, yeah, you know, my this and that. He goes, I thought he was taking a piss when he was talking black. I said to him, nah, I grow up a little bit, you know what I mean, like that. He goes, I know, I went on a visit. And my wife says, her friend said, her sister said, come up at the same time. She goes, I know, Sammy. We went to school with him. No, that's not a part. This is Escobar to me. Yeah. You're not no white man. I goes, yeah, I am, Esco. He goes, you're not, man. She told me that you grew up with we and did it. I said, no, Esco, I'm everything, if you get what I mean. He goes, I got you. I mean, I got you too, Esco. You know that, because I know too many people that are close to you. Nothing can't happen to you on my watch, even though you can defend yourself. You remember I went into the gym, the mosque. You remember that time I told you about with Blue? That was Escobar. That was a couple of years down the line. So why would there now? Esco's only on accumulated visits. So blessings come from Franklin or somewhere. He's had pure drama with the yardie, so he come down, he's opposite, right? Now, when he's come down the stairs, he's gone to his door, and Esco's like leaning on the ball, like he's looking at him, but they got some kind of beef. So I'm come down, I'm saying to Escobar, well, do you want me to run over there now? Like, and obviously Bless is just looking, and he's going to Escobar. What, everything cool? What, we forget them thing there now, old things. But Escobar looked left and he looked right. He looked upstairs. There were the screws all followed him on the Blessed on the wing, were all round the wing, like staring down at the two doors opposite, and I'm there in the front. It was funny, but Escobar went like this. Look, he went, yeah, no, everything cool. No, I'm not doing nothing. But Escobar was looking at the police thinking, oh yeah, you brought them with you kind of thing, right? But it was funny to me at the time, right? So when he finished these accumulated visits, Escobar left. So it was me left there again. And obviously Bless is never going to forgive me for that, is he? Because he saw that if Escobar would have said to me, Yummy, run over there, I would have done it. Sadly, you know it was during that life. So me and him started having little mix-ups on politics and certain things. He used to think that he was thinking he could outthink me on certain things, but I set little booby traps for him because you know that I knew how he would be thinking. So what happened? Like, imagine one day he's had enough of me because, you know, I'm not paying nothing. He gives me couple things to keep me on side, like, but I know deep down he's got it in for me. One morning he come out and he said, yeah, his watch has gone missing. How about this, right? So he's come out in the evening. He said, Yummy, come down here. So I'm thinking, what's he want now, this lunatic, man? So I've come downstairs, when I've gone into the cell, he's got T there from Birmingham and VI. I think that's his name. He was doing life as well. Good kid, though. Both of them Birmingham kids, but big lumps, you know what I mean? Not easy like that. But they're with him kind of thing. But they know he's a bit of a head case as well, if you want my personal opinion. So I come in and he goes, Yummy, I believe that you're coming in and nick my watch. So they're looking at him and they're saying to him, Yummy, go and... They say, Bless, go and search your clothes to see if it's actually in there. Have you searched properly? So he starts searching his things in front of him. And then he gets to the last bit of clothing, lifts it up, but the watch just flew out. This is the pair of them. They kissed their teeth and walked out and left him. But really, you brought them in the cell for me, right? You brought them in the cell for me to say, like, you know, when the fight starts, yeah, you got your little backative. But I weren't running from you, right? So when as they were walking out the cell, the door opened. Who was there again? John Bibby. This is John Bibby. What's going on in here? So they said, no, we're on our way out. Stupid thing. Not involved. Like, they felt pissed off with Bless. It was so funny. That time he got so mad. I said, see how stupid you are? Like, they went to throw a little thing, ended up in a wrestle. John's looking at the door because Bless quite big kind of thing, you know what I mean? But I know he can't beat me in a fisticuff straight and all right. So we ended up wrestling. He fell down the bottom of the bed and his head went down by the toilet. And John B, because he was trying to buy John Bibby after that. With that thing happened in the free man's upstairs when they tried to get me on my own kind of thing. So during this time, he was trying to sweet up John Bibby a little bit, but John Bibby was on it already. You know, when someone keeps it real, no matter what you do for them. So when I got him down by the bed, he's saying to me, John Bibby says to me, yeah, robot. I said, nah. I said, look, I'm gonna let you up, blessed. Let's leave it, man. It's silly. Like, you know, it's not me. It's there, and it. Like, his face was red and everything. So I just come out. John Bibby was just looking at me and he said to me, yeah, as long as you're all right. I said, cool. A little further down the line, this is how real this guy is, you know. And I don't know what I did to deserve this. Why we've known it a long time with me. Certain men will come out for me, you know what I mean? So one of those days I've gone on a mad mission. I run over to a next wing, couldn't get the stuff thrown over, and I've gone on a bad man thing over there. I've got what I needed to get. Come back. By that time, the alarm's been raised. When I come back, they're walking me off the other wing opposite onto the wing. And when I got onto the wing, I was walking between the pool table right next to the door, and they tried to surround me, right? And then a couple, because, you know, when the alarm's going, they're running more. So when I was right by the day, you've got all these ones now trying to catch me, but I'm bobbing and weaving because I'm thinking, oh shit, I want to get up to myself first. Who comes running out their chair, right, to run straight at them all? John Bibby, boy. He ended up standing there like that. I couldn't believe my eyes. It's fair to say another couple got out of their chairs as well to back me. That time, a Chinese geezer from Bradford called Pangy, he grabbed me, like, I don't know where he came from, another angel. I love that Chinese guy. He's put with the tries or something. He was doing a life sentence, proper stuff as well. I felt some hands go around me and pull me into a cell on the ones. And when I looked, it's Pangy. I said, Pangy, what's going on? I can't leave. He goes, Yummy, please, just stay out of it. It's going to go off, didn't it? But it didn't go off. They didn't say nothing to John Bibby. They banged up the whole wing, locked Pangy's door. I was in there. I got rid of the thing. And he goes, Yummy, all for that, Pangy. He goes, don't worry, Yummy, I got you. And this Chinese guy was serious, you know, Pangy. So then they let me back upstairs, then walked me to the block, then strip searched me. When I come back, man, I saw John Bibby. I looked at him. I said to him, John, how come you was looking for me? He goes, there was a time way back in the day when I needed a stereo. I thought, a stereo, John? I gave you that as a drink. Don't worry about that. He goes, I like things like that, Yummy. When I was down, you was there. I was thinking, but I ain't done that much for you, really, for you to do all that for me. Yeah, certain man, along the years, the realest, greatest warlords I ever saw. John Bibby from South London. Anyone that knows him, you come and tell me if many were ready for him. Trust me, I love you, John Bibby. Cool.